Today I'd like to begin an intermittent series featuring parts of my budget. Intermittent because whilst everybody knows money is important, the minutiae of council spending doesn't always float everybody's boats, and I don't want to try viewers' patience. Now the bottom line is, of course, that we started from a basis traditionally, as ever, of not increasing council tax. We didn't put up the council house rents again, as is usual, and this year we managed to avoid taking the adult social care premium as well. The budget envelope was far more generous than people would have you believe. But today I'd like to concentrate, if I may, on two innovative funding strands that I introduced. One was a little less innovative. I think I trailed it last year, or maybe the year before actually, but that was the council lottery. Now the group had talks with a local provider, and we worked out that this would be of financial benefit to both them and us, and would have cost the council very little to administer, and in any event we would have made a net profit out of it, as would the partner organisation. A win-win. And the third part of a win-win-win, if you like, is the fact that it's voluntary. Nobody can be forced to buy it. If you want to go into it, if you want to end up giving the council money by your own choice, then that's up to you. It's voluntary, and any supplementary tax regime should always be voluntary. But the one that was new this year was my Green Bonds initiative. We hear a lot of talk about carbon zero and other eco-phrases, and we hear a lot of statements about how it's a desirable aim, though we don't hear much about the actual cost of getting there and how it can be done and what the realities are. But that doesn't mean to say that I'm a climate skeptic. No, I'm not at all. Climate change is inevitable and a proven fact across the years, as any competent geologist can tell you. No, where I'm coming from is I wanted to introduce bonds, not in themselves an original idea. The Victorians fueled a lot through bonds and gilts and other traditional funding mechanisms. But I wanted to introduce green bonds, bonds that would be, again, voluntary for people to buy into, and would give a return, of course, but would allow people to put their money where their mouths are, and the application of those funds would only be used towards green initiatives. It's in the nature of whole demographics that one might not expect a massive uptake in bonds throughout the city. When 75% of people are on benefits, you can't assume that this would fund wholesale eco changes in the fleet, for example. But what it could do is bring in money that would be used to perhaps lever in more money. And it's an opportunity for those to whom this is an absolute priority to actually not just say they care, but to be able to fuel their caring directly and of their own choice. Neither initiative has been taken up with the Labour group yet. It's not too late. Who knows what might happen. But it's a good reason why voting Conservative is ecologically sound, fiscally prudent, and full of innovative ideas, not just repetition of the stale old mantra of the two old Guildhall parties. Thank you for listening, and watch out for another feature in this series in the next few days.